We are here with Ben Ainsley, CEO and helmsman on Team INEOS Britannia, challenger of record of the 37th America's Cup. Ben, today first day on the water with two AC40s. Can you tell us a little bit which are the main objectives of this two-boat testing program?
Well, firstly, great to be out, first sail of the new year, 2024, and best wishes to everyone watching for the new year. It's exciting, looking forward to the Cup later this summer. Yeah, it was our first day out, two boating with the 40s, good conditions, a little bit of groundswell out there, but you know, we had a few little technical issues with the boat, but other than that, we were able to get some good time out there and start getting a feel for the two boat sessions and what specifically we're looking to learn out of that.
Today the two boats mostly on one design configuration. We couldn't find any differences in components. Is that going to be sustained during the next months, or are you planning to make changes on one of the boats to become an LEQ12 and try to test other things?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, don't want to give too much away. I expect we'll try a few things, potentially at a class. Not a significant amount, but we'll see.
Can we expect T6 to be back on the water anytime, or not at all?
Again, a little bit of an unknown on that. It depends how things play out. Some decisions that we're going to make in the not too distant future with regards to the race boat and where we go with that. So we may or may not take T6 out again.
Then going into today, we noticed that Sienna was a little bit more consistent on the maneuvers and maybe slightly faster and higher on the upwinds, a little bit faster on the downwinds. Do you agree on that, and was there any specific difference in between the two boats, maybe on sail trimming, on cant angles or whatever?
Yeah, look, it was a pretty confused sea out there, so I think for both boats just getting to grips with the conditions was the main thing. We were trying a few different setups. Yeah, I think probably you're right that boat B, we call it, or Sienna, was going slightly better on average, and a number of different reasons for that, I imagine. It would be good for us to go away and try and figure out what those were.
We're here with Jacopo Blazzi, sailing coach here at Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli. Jacopo, looked like a productive day around the marks. Can you break down the day for us?
Yeah, that was our first day in 2024. We wanted to start well, and it was actually a very good day out in the water. We started with a bit of testing, and then we went straight away around marks. We're planning to do a lot of racing stuff in next period before closing the LAQ program, and it's a bit of a start. It's been a while. We did a lot of testing in the last month, as you've seen, so it's been a while that we don't practice this stuff, and it was good. It was windy. It was nice.
Yeah, some modifications seemed to be done on the port arm stock. How did these affect the sailing, or did these affect the sailing at all, or?
I mean, it's probably not something that you'll see in the water straight away. We're going to go through the data and see what the outcome of it.
And you mentioned your plan is to do a lot of racing the next couple of weeks. Is there any two-boat testing planned as well, or?
Yeah, it may be. Actually, the boats are quite different from one to the other, so we have we have to verify if it's feasible. But if it's feasible, maybe we can try and do a bit.
And Jacopo, what will be the debrief focus the most today, considering the day on the water?
Well, I think, there are some visible changes, and there are always the softer and invisible changes, and we're going to go through them and get back into the sailing days routines and analyze all the data of the day and come out with something to get better at the next day, while we keep focus on our, let's say, longer term goals. We've got the 75 coming in some months, and we're quite looking forward to this year.
Jacopo, ci dai un commento in italiano per il supporters Luna Rossa?
Certo, primo giorno del 2024, abbiamo fatto una bellissima sessione con maestrale, anche oltre 20 nodi alla fine della sessione, e ci stiamo preparando a un periodo molto impegnativo per il team e a un anno in cui speriamo che si veda tutti i frutti del lavoro di questi anni passati.
Michael, manager, trimming aboard Patriot today. Very early start for everybody this morning, but you were rewarded with what looked like some quite decent breeze.
Yeah, I think the breeze that we got exceeded our expectations, and yeah, we had a really nice day. We had to leave really early in the morning for it, but so it was a whole team effort to get out there that early, but it was a great day for us.
What time does everybody arrive at the base to get the boat ready for a rollout before 7 o'clock in the morning?
I think we left the dock at 9, and I think breakfast started at 6.
So it's a major commitment.
Yeah.
What were the objectives when you left the dock this morning?
We have a lot of objectives. I mean, our time with Patriot is kind of coming to an end here soon, so there's just a few more things that we're kind of checking off the list, and it's kind of hard to prioritize, what we want to do at times. But the main objectives are just to go out and get better every day, and some are things that we can't really discuss, but some are a lot just kind of boat handling, crew handling, and kind of getting used to sailing Patriot again, and it's a bit different than the 40s.
You feel like there is an advantage for you guys and the others who've used their AC75s from the last campaign compared to the teams that haven't, who will go straight into the new boats?
You think so? I mean, I think the internal systems of these boats are very different than the AC40s. I mean, maybe some of the other teams' LEQ12s are a little bit more similar inside, but certainly the size of all the cylinders and the pressure needed to move those is will be more similar on Patriot versus our new boat. So I think as a team we're learning a lot about the systems, and hopefully when we launch the new boat later this year, we'll be in a good place to be sailing her well from the get-go.
I asked you about objectives for the day for the team. When you go out on the water each day, do you set yourself your own objectives, what you want to try and achieve in your role?
I don't think so. I mean, I think from a day-to-day basis, there's no real peaks and valleys for me. I mean, I think all of us are, we work so hard and we work so many days in a row that I feel like we're always in a good rhythm of anyone's ready to go sailing at any time, and that feels like it's a good thing to not have to pump myself up or do extra work to get ready for a day sailing.
When you're not sailing, when it's a day off from sailing, that is, are you straight onto the simulator? How much time do you spend on that?
We try to spend a little bit of time on that every maintenance day we have. I think it keeps us a little bit relevant in the sailing that we do in Patriot here, for example. the simulator is developing like any other part of our program. So there's times where we can't use it because it's being developed and improved upon. But yeah, we definitely try to use that as a group.
Just back to today, we saw a lot more manoeuvres today than yesterday. I'm guessing the breeze was maybe a little bit more conducive to that. But towards the end of the day, we saw you struggling with jibes, a lot of touchdown jibes in a row. Was that just a factor of the breeze dropping, or was there an issue?
There's a bit of breeze dropping, and I think it's also, I think we have to put our hands up as sailors too a little bit. I mean, we'll definitely debrief those maneuvers probably tomorrow and see what we were doing wrong. But I mean, Patriot is tough to sail when the breeze drops. I mean, as you guys can see, whenever there's moments where the hull is touching the water, this hull has a hard time of maintaining that boat speed and able to pop back up on the foil. So a lot of times we'll touch down very briefly, and then we'll kind of get sucked in the water and have to do a full rebuild again, which is tough on the cyclers, but it's something we're battling through.
Here with Maxime Bachelin from Alinghi Red Bull Racing. You were helming on the port side of the AC75 today. Your first sailing day of 2024. How are you feeling after the Christmas break?
I'm feeling very good, and I think the team as well. It was very nice to have a break for the team. We came back very happy and motivated for this year, the year for the America's Cup, and we are all focused for that. And we had as well very good condition out there. Wave facing the wave on port, and I think was a very nice day out there. Bit cold, I would say, but it was nice.
Yeah, a long session today, more than 4 hours on the water. Can you break down the day for us?
Yeah, so 4 hours on the water, and for sure the power group will be tired tonight, and this is sometimes our goal. They like to be tired, so it's quite fun to be there. And with the boat was working pretty well. We didn't need to stop for a maintenance issue, so it was a very good day.
So you started with a bit of warming up, and at one point you sailed a long stretch of about 4 nautical miles out to sea, then back. Were you working on presets?
We were more working on the behavior of the boat, because it was a long time without facing the wave, and we used this opportunity to do a long port to facing the wave to work on that.
You had Joseph Ozan on board for this stint. He's the simulator and AI team lead. We saw him debriefing with the trimmers. Can you give us a hint as to what they might have been talking about?
It's always to find the perfect things between the simulator and on the water, just to find the best way to have the best similitude with them. And having Joseph on board, it's a good way to do it, to feel it for him.
And following this stint, you sailed back to the course. Maybe a few difficult moments as the wind was starting to die. Can you talk us through what was going on?
Yeah, the wind was quite tricky at the end of the day, like shifting and very patchy. So we were struggling a bit on the start, but it's the first day after a big break, and we just need to be back on the boat. But